Oh my God. Anyway, I had to go live before I go to bed because I'm getting tired. I wanted to go live a little bit later, but I'm kind of tired. So let me go live now. When I tell you I'm extremely pissed, I tried, and I tried my hardest. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm sorry. Please like this video on your way in and out the door. Shout out to Adventure Replay Gang. Gotta say that. But I'm just disappointed and upset on so many levels. Like, I don't know where I can start in with this fucking video, to be honest with you. I really don't. The Kang, you really disappointed me. You really disappointed me. Like, there were so many opportunities for you to set that straight. First of all, hi hypnotic. Hi boo. Oh God, like that was so crazy to me. And I know people want to say like, there's no genders here, but it seemed like Leo the Lioness had to be led to speak up as a woman by a man. That's odd to me. That's weird to me. That's why I can never fuck with Kimmy. But I will give Kimmy her credit. She outright says it. I can't stand a bitch that act empowered, but she's not. Like, it's weird. Um, and then behind all people, Ness. In my opinion, this whole video, this whole sit down with Lolo was supposed to be an equalizer because Ness was already looking bad in these streets. I feel like the King intentions. I feel like his intentions was good, but once the King seen where Ness' head was at and heart, that was your time to boss up and make a pimp decision. That's just my opinion. And in the beginning, I don't know, maybe they felt like, because to me, Lola was doing good for her speed. You know what I'm saying? Different people make the world go round. Not everybody's gonna be like uppity or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna have that like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna get back with you too. Some people are gonna get back with you, but not in that same tone. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning that myself, just from me being that type of person that can go there with the tone and my personality. Like, I'm not a violent person, but like I tell people, I have a master's in self defense. We gonna go wherever the fuck you wanna go, bitch, or a nigga. But in general, though, I'm not a violent person. But like, if we're having a conversation, yeah, I'm gonna match your energy on that level. You know what I'm saying? But certain people, they're gonna match your energy, but it may not be in the tone of their voice. It may not be in their body language. So to me, in the beginning of the whole conversation, there needed to be no middleman. It seemed like Lola was doing good in the beginning, and the King, and you know I love me some Sean Bradley, so I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but the King, you and Leo, y'all basically kept trying to reset it, and then trying to make Lola respond in a certain way that was not going to happen. It was like y'all wanted to bring Lolo down to next level. Because let's be honest, you have to be down at next level to even adhere to that bullshit. Ness is a miserable ass bitch. And I want people to get that. And I understand certain things. But maybe because Ness did not come out my womb. But I think anybody that came across Ness clearly care about her more than her mother did. That's why her legs is disabled. Like the tone that she had during this conversation was weird to me. Disabilities, what you expect, bitch. We expect when you birth the child out your womb to raise that motherfucker. Bitch, we expect you not to deal with a man that's gonna have your face like J Dub picture, bitch. We expect a lot of motherfucking things. But you ain't fulfilled one of them, Ness. Like Ness, you so fucking low down and delusional about it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying like ooh, I'm trying to keep it cute. I promise you guys. I am. I am. Like, but this, 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 what you call it, is the audacity for me and the disrespect. Like you, and the only thing Lolo will continue to do wrong. Okay, hold on. This heat wants to leave. Ooh, child. I was, I was so pissed. I'm pretty sure she pissed too. That's how I get at her, because I know she know. Like, oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. Ooh, I was pissed. And this link is for this heat. And you idiot trying to pee bomb me again won't happen. But yeah, while this heat's getting up here, when she was saying like what people expect out of people when they meet them and expectations and like she hasn't met one milestone. And it took for her to come back captivated. But hey, this heat.
Hey, what's up?
How did you see that shit?
I mean, I was pissed off. I'm glad that you
Yes, I am really hot.
I am glad like
Like,
you had like the same energy like I had. I think that everybody was feeling some type of way about that, and I don't know about you, but I felt bad for Lolo. Like I felt
no,
bad
I
for her.
really did. Initially going in, I didn't care because I was like, you know what, Lola getting on my nerves. But the way that Ness tried to carry her, and then the expectation she put on her that she can't follow through with basic shit in life. How dare you go there? You know what I'm saying? So it's past elder shit. It's like let's take age out of it. Let's take responsibilities. Like bitch, what checkpoints have you reached, ho? How dare does he drop down? I think this he's coming back. He come back. Oh, yeah, that's hey, hold on. Oh yeah.
Okay, so the part
Hey
you
he
said, yeah, the part you said, let's take age out of it. Well, okay, finish what you're saying.
let's put checkpoints in life, milestones. You
Mm-hmm.
know how toddlers got milestones, then you get to preteen, then you get to high school, then you get to adult.
Hmm.
What milestone has Ness reached as an adult that gives her the right to talk any shit to any fucking body? My daughter's shitting on her and she's only 19.
Good question. Good question. And I was just like I didn't understand like why Lolo was allowing. I didn't understand why she was allowing her because I kept asking myself why is she talking? Why is Ness giving her that energy when you can clearly see that Lolo does not want to fight with you. She
No,
doesn't
but
want to
you know,
fight.
but I didn't see the whole interview. I think I got to like 1 hour and I think like 20 minutes in. It
Oh,
took
you
me
gotta
like
watch the whole thing.
I left the video originally like 40 minutes into it, but when the video first started, Lola was giving her own energy because you got to realize not everybody is like fiery like us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was used to heat. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little, but Lola was being very sarcastic to her. I guess some might even call it passive aggressive. You know?
You thought so?
Yeah, in the beginning, she was giving her answers the way she gave it. If you know Lolo, you know what I'm saying? So she was
Mm.
like, she was catching that's out there with the lies. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it, I was so mad as the interview went on. and Ness' attitude just got me more like fucking pissed off. But in the beginning, yeah, Lolo was handling her, but you couldn't take. But that's what I was saying in the beginning of my life. It seemed like they kept trying to make Lolo be centered and go back to ground zero, because I really felt this whole interview was to put Ness in a better light. But you can't help somebody that's already sickening.
I just think that anytime Sean Bradley is involved in anything that involves Ness, I feel like it always ends up in a disaster. When it even when that whole thing happened in Vegas, he has some involvement in that, and look how that turned out.
Oh yeah.
Look how this
Oh,
interview turned out, and just like connect the dots. Every time he is involved, she ends up looking even dumber. But the problem is with her is that she actually thinks that he has her best interest, and it's looking like she's looking even worse and worse in these streets. And yeah,
yes. Yes, she is. Give me 1 second.
okay. So yeah, it's like I was like thinking to myself, I was just connecting the dots, and I was like, why is it every time Sean Bradley is involved, why is it Ness ends up looking why she end up looking even more fucked up out here and shit like that or whatever? I mean, she's already doing a good job herself because the way that she speaks to people is ridiculous, but it's some people that will allow her to talk to them like that, and then there's some people that won't. Cause
Yeah,
that's
but I we felt uncomfortable when she was like, "We on the same level." I was like, "Bitch, where? Like, you're not on level with anybody anywhere. Like, you're not on my 19-year-old daughter's level." She's like, "Girl, what is wrong with you?" And then, and then hold on a second. And then I'm talking to Nyla. I was saying like she basically cursed him out. She was like, "Why you make it seem like you didn't want to meet me?" And and you got everybody like she was so conscious about the fact that he didn't meet her. Like, why you putting so much value? I thought she was a clout. But if you see how if he did carry her to a certain point, like with that
yeah.
statement that he really carried her. He didn't want to meet her, but he said something about like, "Oh, I was going to meet you and this and that." But I don't think he wanted to meet her because he
Uh,
didn't.
right, because if he did, it would have happened. It would have
Right.
happened.
He didn't want to meet her. Because even if you didn't meet her on Fremont, you could have met them back at the hotel. You know where they were staying. You didn't want to
Right.
meet her. You say that.
He was like, yeah, well, I was around the corner and I was waiting on y'all. And I was
Right.
like, really? Like, wow. Wow. The
But
lies.
and she introduced the whole statement by stating like, I'm on the same level as you. I'm like, how? How are you on the same level as Sean Bradley? He taking care of other people's kids. You ain't take care of your own motherfucking son. Lori raised her sons, and your son, you can't even talk about him on social media, bitch. And I don't blame the mom, the real mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doing too much. And the way that she got such big headed from buying views is ridiculous. But I'm just not understanding, like, it's like I said, in me, my opinion, just from talking to Lori and people watching, I feel like in the beginning she was holding her own. And I really feel like they did this whole shit to try to give Ness some type of how you say make it seem like she's a human, but she's not. She's a mean spirited person. Like
So you think that this interview was to give Ness some sort of leverage over the whole Lolo thing?
right, and she made it worse, way worse.
But I don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand how that this interview with Lolo, when Ness has said, and we both have heard her say that Lolo is always the victim. Why would you agree to an interview with somebody who is always considered the victim? You're automatically going to lose,
No, I think they
especially.
were trying to make it seem like Lola wasn't such a victim. That's what I think they were trying to make it seem like. Lola
Well, it's
wasn't such
kind
a
of
victim.
well, if Sean, that's why I really asked myself, like you said, he didn't want to meet Ness. I really asked myself, does he even like that girl? Because, like I said, before when we were all on the panel, I remember we was on my channel and we were all on the panel. I think it was me, you, Dimples, China, and Lovely Love or something. No, it was maybe set. I don't know, but
It could have been Love Love. Yeah, that.
right. And I was like, I hope that they're not walking into a burning building before the whole
Mm,
trip started. And that's exactly what ended up happening. They walked into a burning building. And
that.
all this whole time, dumb, gullible Ness, she thinks that this guy has her best interest, but every time he's involved, she ends up looking more fucked up and stuff like that or whatever. So,
You know,
you
I don't
know,
think anybody can make her look more fucked up. That would be
but
like what you're doing to him is what people did to you. I think people fall into when Ness have her good face on, she wears it well. And I think you want to believe in her and believe that's the real her. But no matter what, she's always going to show you she is diabolical, unhinged, untraumatized bitch. And that's just the bottom line.
now,
She's a
now, if she doesn't want people, if she didn't want Lolo, if they wanted to paint Lolo in a bad light, why
right. That's
wasn't
what I think they were going to
anybody?
have to do.
Why
That's
was
what they
she?
thought was going to
Well, if that was the case, why was she speaking to Lolo in that manner? If that was the case, and she wanted, and they wanted Lolo to be in a they wanted Lolo to be looked at in a certain light. Why would they? Why, knowing Ness's mouth, nobody told her like don't speak to her a certain type of way or whatever. Like people keep saying that Sean is a mentor, but it seems as though he ain't mentoring shit.
No, I don't think he's Ness' mentor. What I think he is, well, you got to admit, Sean is the king of the sector. So
Well,
what I think it was, I do think, I think Sean has I think Sean thought Ness was the underdog in the situation. But my issue with him is that we both speculating, right?
right,
So my speculation is that he thought Ness was underdog in the situation. Everybody, because if you remember, he kept trying to create the thing like Ness is Ness is the villain, not the victim, but Ness is the villain. Ness is gonna be blamed for everything. Ness is this and Ness is that. So it can look like a pile on Ness, but what people on the outside looking in don't realize is that she literally starts shits with people. You know what I'm saying? She can be really nice and then she'll just flip on you for no good reason, no matter how nice you are to her. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So and from my understanding, like when I seen this interview, I'm like, wait a minute. So she flipped on you twice, Lola, because and it was my understanding when she met you at the airport. She said that she didn't trust you, she don't like you. So she said it to get on the bus. So my thing is this, like that to me, that's a bully mentality. Like if Lolo couldn't stand up straight and you want to sit here and talk about that shit, but you so sensitive about people filming your legs. That's some bully shit. You know what I'm saying? Lolo
Right.
is of a certain age. Once you get to be of a certain age, you're gonna have certain ailments depending on how you live your life and your diet. I'm pretty sure you love to preach on that. You know what I'm saying? But those things do factor in. If we be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Uh,
and then the fact, yeah, and then the fact that you picked this one particular person to go ham at, but not nobody else. Come on now. So you're picking your battles. And then when you went to San Antonio, you didn't want to meet Tracy and talk that shit. You didn't want to meet Tracy and tell her you don't trust her. You didn't even want to meet Lovely Love and say you don't trust her. So you're a weak ass bitch, including with older women. So that just come across as a bully shit to me. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, why didn't you stand up and say that, Kane? You know what I'm saying? And I love me some Sean Bradley. So, I think it took her to start coming that captivated Christian for him to start seeing that. Maybe because he had more affections and feelings. And I'm not saying because he's a man, I'm just saying because he knows him, you know?
a part of me knows, like, a part of me, like, I feel like I
Hold
don't
on a second. You
sense
know this person?
who. Yo,
No, that's
right.
not weird. This sound
Hell
like, look
no.
like next to you. Don't get blocked.
No,
Watch it.
hell no. Hell no.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut
Because
you off. Yeah.
I'm gonna always give honest commentary,
Yeah,
and
and
I
that's what
don't
you're doing.
trust me. I'm not trying to. I don't want none of that. please. The whole
Let them
point of
keep
the
me.
matter.
Let them keep. No, let me just tell this person this. I ain't gonna block you, but keep it cute. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like this heat is somebody that met Ness in person, so she's the best person to actually get this type of commentary. So I'm sorry, I mean,
Right. And I'm also speaking on Sean Bradley more so than Ness, because we were all disgusted by the way that she was speaking to that lady. And you don't speak to your elder like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Well, I've had a few spats with my elders over here, but
yes,
um
you're
but
working on it. Yes, yes, because
but
okay, you gonna work on that. Yes, go
but
ahead.
the thing is that they would provoke me, or they would want to, like, they would let me know like they wanted to go back and forth with me, and then it would be a fair game. But it wasn't fair game to me tonight, because Lolo did not want that. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want to fight. And the fact that Ness was looking for a fight, and she was just making herself look stupid. My thing with, and people saying like me trying to get in that bitch, I don't give a fuck about no fucking Ness. I will demolish that bitch in the fucking streets, in person, all that bullshit. She's the one who had to make up a lie so I wouldn't run up on her when she was in fucking Vegas and shit like that. Please, like, get the fuck out of here. Getting her good graces about what? I'm already fucking on somebody else. Now, anyways,
Ooh,
like I
wow,
said, like,
ooh,
what the fuck?
wow.
Like, she the one who had to pretend to be with a fag to make me feel some type of way. Y'all better get out of here with that bullshit.
No,
So,
she had to pretend she had a whole sponsor, and she still couldn't get it. Like he gave it to her. You know what I'm saying?
right. Like, I'm like, man, if I'm so far gone, I mean, that whole situation is just like
You so
so,
far removed
ugh.
from that bum bitch. I'm so
Yes.
happy for you too.
Yes, and I mean, like, I don't know her I mean, it's obvious that she's not over the situation, because, like, even when I went live that day, she scheduled a live like 10 minutes. People was hitting me up telling me that she scheduled a live like 10 minutes after my live started and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm like, man, like, I don't even do, like, she's still on that petty stupid shit and stuff. And that's the problem with her. She will never grow the fuck up, and she needs to, like, and the whole thing is that there is something going on. There's a substance involved. And she's
I
over
believe
there
that.
fucking her body up and shit like that, and just getting fatter and shit. I don't want that. That's
Right.
disgusting. And I would never want to be around any of those nasty ass dudes. All them dudes look like they stink.
And
And
they
they
obviously do. They
and
obviously do.
remember I told you to go to my community wall. Look, did you see
Yes.
those dudes humping on each other like bitches?
Yes, girl. I didn't even. I'm so happy you emailed me that. That was some good shit to email me because I heard talk about it, but I'm so happy you was on the job, Hedy. I think I shared it. Like that was definitely some gay shit. And let me tell you, and you know what's crazy? After you had emailed me that, I literally just was catching up on my story times. And I heard two different people that do like jail time story times, and they were saying like when people come into jail, like a lot of the ways that people test your strength is by wrestling. So if they know they could take your booty later or not, or if they have to go another route. I promise you, they said that. So when you sent me that, I was like, oh my God, that's gay as fuck. Because I had just heard two different guys and they official. And they said that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
mean,
literally, he
you
wanted to
don't.
dominate her. I promise you, yes.
Right. He wanted to dominate Shakim, and he wanted to it's obvious, like, that whole energy and stuff. Like, if you watch the entire video, you could see like it was some type of sexual energy going on between them. And that's was really trying to like make people, and myself, she was really trying to make me feel some type of way
But
with a
she wanted
whole
people to
fag.
believe
And it
she was
was
so
just like, come on.
desirable. Yeah.
What'd you say?
She wanted people to believe that she was so desirable because you basically told she wasn't. So she was
Well,
determined to bring that thing. Yeah.
yeah, but she went with, and I said it before they left on the vacation, before I hit the channel or whatever. I was like, there, don't be surprised if Lemon gives Shakim more attention than he gives you, because
Right.
Lemon is not into women. He likes men. And
Right.
that's just the reality of it. He was over there
It
with his
is.
balls on what's the name's back and shit like that or whatever. They were
Right.
literally like,
They was on that like that top of your butt crack. They wasn't more on his back. They was on the top of your butt crack. He was trying to make an entry. You know what I'm saying, through the boxes and shit. Like it was weird. It was nasty too. Like just come out the closet. Like it's over. And then now. And then that security talk about he about to move. I bet he gonna move. And then Ness is so mad and so
and the thing is,
territorial.
Lemon doesn't even live in LA. He lives in Sacramento. That's nowhere near LA. Like, what the hell? You don't even know where this man lives, and you over there trying to be with your man. You better find out where your
No, they
man
said
lives.
that he no. Now they saying he's talking about he's gonna move to Sacramento for some type of tech job. Cause Juicy did a lot about it. That's the only reason why I know that. Cause Juicy was like, oh, all the tech jobs left or whatever. So I don't know if you're gonna find anything, but like, who says he even has the credentials to do it? He just move with his man.
There, there's no like. Everybody knows like the tech jobs are either out here or they're in like Mountain View, where Google and all the other stuff is like located. You know, so it's like
I don't know.
or Silicon Valley or something like that or whatever, but
Yeah,
not like
Silicon Valley is that. So that way, Lemon. He said Silicon Valley.
no,
So is that
no.
Sacramento?
Lemon lives in Sacramento. Lemon
Oh,
lives in
Silicon
Sacramento.
Valley ain't Sacramento. Oh, my bad
No,
then. So,
he lives in Sacramento. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, you talking about LA, and LA, that's like a 6 to 8 hour like drive away. That's
damn.
north. That's Northern California. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Southern California. Lemon lives in Northern California. He's nowhere
Okay.
near LA.
Damn.
So I was like, that whole thing or whatever, but no, like anytime, I speak on this girl, it's always gonna be it's something like that or whatever. But no, that's not the case at all. I was very disgusted by the way she was. If you would have watched the whole
Right.
thing, like we were all, even Trezor went live, and he
I
and
saw
he
that. You see, I shared it, and I normally don't share him. I only heard like I heard some of his videos. Then when he started talking about Captain being Christian, that's what made me try to go back and finish Leo's video. And then I still had to leave with like a couple, like at least 20 or 30 minutes up. I was like, this is so disgusting. Why is nobody stopping her? And the lies that she's telling about herself and the expectations she's putting on people when she can't match. Like, even, like, I'm glad somebody at least stopped her when she tried to say, like, no, Lola needed a sponsor, as if she don't. Like, bitch, your son is on the whole sponsorship for the rest of his motherfucking life because you ain't shit, bitch. Like, how dare you? Like, she's so disrespectful. She got me ready to slap the shit out of her.
yeah, that was like crazy. That whole thing, like.
Crazy work to me. Crazy.
And my thing, even with like Leo and stuff, like why are you giving out interviews? Why are you
Right.
giving interviews if your health is,
Oh, I'm
not
glad
at
I think that because that's exactly where I was about to go. Like, girl, did we just get a
it?
hospital thing from you? Like, just the
Yeah,
other day, bitch? Like, do you
get
want to go to another stage in life? Like, humble yourself. Or
but
at
my
least be around good energy, you weird ass bitches. Like, this is why these
but not
dumbass.
even that, but like
Ooh,
why would she be the one to facilitate
right.
a interview
No,
if
yeah.
she's so
I
sick and
promise
stuff?
you.
If she's so sick, like why would she be the one to facilitate an interview? It didn't make any sense to me. So that whole thing with Leo, I was like, why? I mean, if you're so sick,
Oh,
then what the fuck are you doing? But
right.
Sean Bradley, I guess he that's what I'm saying. He does not care about these people and shit like that or whatever. It's like I mean, do my bidding and stuff or whatever. I don't get no good. And even Treasure was talking about Sean Bradley. He was like, yeah, he didn't want to meet up with y'all. He didn't. He set all that. He set all that shit up. He knew what was gonna happen. Everybody was waiting to see a train wreck happen, and that's exactly what ended up happening. And he had no parts in it. He was just around and stuff like that, but he had no parts in it. Now this interview, she looks even worse, and the streets are just like eating it up and stuff because the way that she was talking to
Hate
Lolo
gonna
was
be all right.
what'd you say?
No, I said hi. I said if Scorpio rising is saying hi to us, I will say hi back to her. But I
Yeah,
agree
like
with you.
the way
Mhm.
that the way that she was being, like, she was talking to Lolo, it was
Yeah.
just, they were just eating that, they were eating that shit up, and they was pissed, like that chat was dragging her, that they were dragging her, they were
I didn't see
dragging
it
her.
now. I'm happy. Yeah, because I did see his lot after the fact because it was only a little. I think it was like on 20 something minutes,
No, I'm
and
saying when she
I
was
only
at
watched it.
Leo's.
And I think I only watched like 5 minutes, and he was like, "Well, y'all know Ness is this way," and he basically was making it seem like Ness just made herself look bad. But no, everybody looked at bad in that situation because as grown men and women, and Sean, you're an OG. Everybody know Leo is a doja. So Sean, this was your time to hang on. You were supposed to get your hang on. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I understand you want a good interview because at the end of the day, Leo channel, this is not helping her channel. The reason why her channel is shit because of shit like this. She's always been this way. And like you said, she's even sick and that's why I told you Manny's are dangerous. Like the majority of the times that Leo even says something is because Sean kind of directed her. You know, you could tell they've been not working together, but like they understand languages. So Sean ain't have to do too much at certain points. But when he said a thing or two, then she would come up and say something. But for the most part, that's why I said from the very beginning of the interview, in my opinion, Lolo was hanging the way that she does from her personality. So not everybody see it because Ness, like you said, she came out the gate. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But the way Lolo was getting her together, it was in like how she gets people together. You know what I'm saying? So she was on that energy, but she's never gonna be on the same. But who is though? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're really pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
I
And she
mean,
can't down you to that point. Don't get me wrong, because she has done it to me too. But for the most part, you don't give a fuck about that bitch. And that's what Lolo was giving. Like, bitch, I don't even know you. She was giving Ness mother energy, like, bitch, go away.
I may have to go back and watch, because the energy that Lolo was giving Ness, it was more so, to me, it was more so, you know, I just felt like Ness, I mean, I feel like Lolo was getting bullied. I felt like she was getting
No,
talked
and she
down
was
to.
getting bullied. That's what I was trying to tell you this
Yeah.
heat. Lolo was giving the energy she was supposed to give Ness. And this is
Oh
why I
yeah,
was
okay,
pissed
okay.
in the
Yeah.
very beginning of the video. Because that's why I'm saying that I feel like this whole fucking interview was to try to make Ness look like a good person. But you can't make somebody what they're not. You can't make somebody what they're not. And I need y'all to get that through your fucking head.
Well,
Like when
see,
people
that's
tell
the
you,
whole thing. They knew, but even Sean Bradley said when everybody was at Leo's, he said that this this is not to take anybody's side. So he's already letting these bitches know, I don't have either of your side. He
no, no,
said,
no, no, that's not true though. He had to say that because at the end of the day, it did feel like he was pro Ness. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, and
I get why he had to do it because nobody likes this. But I want
it
people to get why
seems like
nobody. Yeah,
it
yeah.
seems like he's pro Ness, but he's not, because he every time he's involved, she ends up looking more fucked up out here, and that's the whole
No,
thing or
no, no, no,
whatever.
no, that's
He's
not
not
true.
pro
He
Ness.
literally makes wall posts in her favor.
Yeah, yeah, but that's to make it look like he's pro Ness, but the reality of it is he's
So
not.
what else are he doing it? I don't get it. To
I'm
me,
telling
everything
you, he didn't, like you said, he didn't even want to meet the
didn't want to meet
girl.
them exactly, but well, you did
There's
meet her.
so
But
many
most people don't
examples.
want to meet Ness. Like
He
most
wanted,
people.
but still, that's not pro Ness then. Because if we were really
No,
cool
no,
with,
no,
if
no,
you,
no. I enjoy Ness on the panel, but I never in my life wanted to meet Ness.
but
Whether she
even
did that to me or not, I
but
never
if
wanted
you
to meet
know, he knows Ness more than a lot of people know Ness. When
exactly.
but
I feel like when I
Right.
see Ness,
So
I
if he
feel like
knows
he's
Ness
messy.
more than a lot of people know Ness, then he would know that having an interview with her and Lolo was not going to pan out well, because he should know
I
how
thought so. Yeah, yeah.
because he should know how Ness talks to people. So that would have been a dumb move. That's not smart. You don't have an interview with Lolo, because Lolo is going to, because Ness has a smart mouth, and anything that Lolo's gonna be meek and shy or whatever, you know how she plays it up or whatever, and Ness is gonna be the person who's going to be the aggressor. She's gonna always be the aggressor because she speaks aggressive, she talks to people crazy and shit like that. So it was
Right.
always gonna be a win-win for Lolo.
No,
So
no, no, no,
that
not
so
necessarily. No, not necessarily. That's what I'm
mm,
trying to tell you. It wasn't just Sean Bradley. It was a couple of people. It wasn't just the Kane. It was a couple of people insinuating, like, not just Ness either, and not just. I'm not talking about Ness mindless followers. They don't even count, and they know that. Well, they should know that at this point, but they don't count. But it was a couple of people saying, and even me, and I said to some degree, and I do feel like that. Lolo has to take accountability because of her
yes,
age group, and because of
right.
how Nick was treating her beforehand.
Right. You're absolutely
Beforehand,
right. You're
you know what I'm
absolutely
saying? So
right. Yeah.
it was a lot of people saying that to her. So she had to do that. So in my opinion, that's where she was trying to play victim at with those lines of questions. And then she would basically be like, well, I just wanted a trip. I just, okay, I get it. You can't afford a trip. Somebody's gonna give you a trip. And that's another thing I didn't like. Ness acting like she has control of other people's money. So if somebody else want to pay for, like, personally wouldn't go under those conditions. But at the end of the day, it's not your money, Ness. Who gives a fuck who you want there or not? When you can afford to pay for you and your friends to go on vacations, that's when you get them type of that's when you get the type of advantages to exclude people. That's what I don't like about Ness. Ness is the one to be sassy, and sassy is the one to be rich. It all is annoying though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
I
can't
mean,
have
but the
good money.
thing is that, yes, Lolo should have taken, I mean, of course she should have taken accountability for everything that has taken place and things like that, and
Yeah, and
things
a
that
lot
she
of that's what I'm
and the
trying to tell
things
you.
and the things that she
Yeah,
signed up for. But at the
right.
same time, that doesn't take away, because I heard John's commentary after the interview. Well, I heard a little piece of it because I was over at James or whatever, I was watching him or whatever. But
Okay.
I heard, him basically saying that I basically heard him say, like, Lolo is, she knows what she's doing, and, is the beef sector becoming weak and all this other stuff or whatever, and
Oh
and
yeah,
all
I
this
heard
other
that
stuff.
part and I didn't like that.
And
Yeah, I didn't.
my thing is, it's still wrong the way that
It's
she was
right,
talked to.
exactly.
It's still
It's
wrong.
wrong.
Wrong is wrong. So
Wrong,
stop
wrong,
fucking trying
wrong.
to. That's a problem that I have with him. He's full of shit, and he likes to talk in circles and shit because it's wrong. And the way
Yeah,
she was
exactly.
getting
No,
talked to
you're right. You're
tonight, the way she was getting talked to, he's trying to, like, cut corners and trying to, like, make
right. Right?
excuses and shit
You
like that. No,
know,
the
you're right.
problem is that
What
regardless
you
of
did was
where
wrong.
regardless
Okay,
of the climate and of the sector or
exactly. B
wherever
sector
we're
doesn't
at,
mean immoral. B sector
right,
doesn't
no
mean
matter,
immoral.
it doesn't, regardless of the climate of wherever we're at, she still was getting talked down to. She was still being disrespected, and you didn't do shit to mediate it until Ness started talking about,
Exactly. Hello.
talking
Hello.
about your homeboy. That's when you
That's part.
started saying something or
Exactly.
whatever. You didn't give a shit about the woman being affected, but when she started coming at your homeboy and making little jabs at your homeboy, that's when you
Right.
had something to say, like, bro, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit.
Yeah,
He's full of
that's
shit.
true.
Like,
I can't hold you.
like
That's true.
he was beating around the fucking bush. You already set Ness up to make herself look even more dumb out here in the streets and shit like that or whatever. So yeah, like, anybody who trusts this idiot, he's a whole weasel. He's a weasel. And Treasure is like, oh well, I knew exactly what he was gonna do. Especially, he was talking about he knew what he was gonna do when he went to Vegas. He knew, like, even this interview, he did exactly the same. Look, went into the same fashion and shit like that or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna set up an interview. I make, yeah, Ness. Nobody said it was never going to pan. It was never. She was never going to win in this interview. She was never going to win in this interview. This was the dumbest thing anybody has ever thought of to do. That was the dumbest thing. Ness having an interview with a lady who's everybody already feels bad for. That's not smart. So,
Yeah, my
so
bad. No, it's not that everybody feels bad for. Let's not act like nothing play
no,
into
I'm
that
not
now.
saying. I'm not saying that, but it's just what we have, the certain things that's been happening. There has been a, people have been feeling a certain type of way, more sympathy towards her. All the stuff that she's been experiencing, the build up to Vegas, them talking about her needing a wheelchair and all this other stuff, they were feeling bad for her and stuff like that or whatever. And she has a way of making people feel sorry for her. So, yes, having an interview with a girl who already acts ghetto, who doesn't know how to shut up, who doesn't know how to have adult conversation, because
It's not an act. She is
even when
ghetto.
her feet were being held to the fire, guess what she did? She started making jokes. She started deflecting. That's what she does and stuff like that or whatever. She didn't want to engage in the conversation. Even Leo and Sean had to reel her back in because
Mhm.
she was so out of her fucking mind, high or
She
drunk or
wasn't
whatever the
like
hell.
she was trying to control. Like she literally wanted to be able to control little face expression. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't be on, like, trying to tell her not to be on camera and shit like that or whatever. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you trying to tell this lady who's probably, I don't know how old Lolo is, but she's old enough to be something, your mother or something like that. Why are you trying to tell her that she can't be on camera or whatever, or she can't, like, do this and do that or whatever? It didn't make
No,
any
but
sense to
Lolo
me.
asked her to come on camera and show her when she was trying to sit here and read Lolo down. Lolo was like, "Just come on camera, Ness," and they started to stutter it. Yeah, bitch.
And when she didn't have a good answer for the questions that was being asked,
She had none.
she would deflect and she would try to make some corny, stupid ass joke, and nobody was going for it. Like, cause
She
you
was just
already
being belligerent.
disrespected this lady. And you're always gonna look bad disrespecting somebody who is not up, who's not fighting you. She wasn't fighting you. She wasn't giving you that energy for you to talk to her
Exactly.
like that. So that's what made her look bad. She will always look like the aggressor, talking to Lolo, talking to Ro and shit like that or whatever. But that's the problem. These are so-called OGs, but these OGs must be stupid as fuck, because why would you you're walking her into a burning building? But see, that is the thing that I'm talking about or whatever. That I'm talking about Sean. I don't give a fuck about anything going on with her. I'm talking about Sean does not have her best interests. And it's obvious. And I'm pointing that out because of the commentary.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it, but I feel like Ness did it to herself. I felt like, to be honest, what my perspective was, because she was looking so bad out here, I felt like they thought by doing this, because in my opinion, based on the community posts I did catch from him, he was making it seem like, and other people were too. And like I said, to a certain extent, she was being a victim to stuff that she didn't have to be. That's why I brought those things up to you, because I know I personally said it, and I've seen others do that. And
But
I think that's how he was feeling, but he was basically making it seem like everybody gonna blame everything on Ness. This whole trip is Ness' fault. But
they will blame everything on this
no,
because
but it's true. But no, hold on, who went back to King Roman News and tried to create a narrative between Lemon and King Roman News, even though she was feeling the same way, and she just left out her part of the conversation. Who's been doing that?
she
You know what I'm
has.
saying? So
Right.
so she's doing a lot of sneaky shit, and she's diabolical. And I feel like,
And she was the
yeah,
one who filmed, I think she was the one who filmed Shaquem and Lemon doing the
I was gonna
wrestling and
actually
shit.
like, and I think they were saying that she did that too. And then they also mad about and then film the Nora, who's supposed to be such a rich bitch, but she's the one that said she sent loads of money. Then the money don't come up, and people started saying Ness maybe got the money. So now there's a whole story about that. Then Ness didn't have no pocket change. While Ness is talking about people breath, body odors, and don't have money for this and don't have money for that, the fact is, for it, she didn't pay for her hotel. She didn't pay for her flight once again. And once again, she had no spending money. And if she did, why is she talking about the only two people who actually paid for meals? I mean,
Mm.
Intrinsic did too, but she a doja, so who cares about?
Intrinsic is she's gonna milk this as long as she possibly can. But the whole thing is with, when it comes to, nobody's in, everybody went on that trip with an agenda. Nobody is a friend on that trip. She was crossing people while she was out there in Vegas. She was crossing Lemon. She was crossing Shakim. These idiots think they have a friend, and they honestly don't, because she was the one insinuating for everybody that they possibly did something, or they were gay and shit like that, or whatever. But
She's currently
we're
shutting up
gonna.
Shakira now for J Dunn.
What you say?
She's currently setting Shakira page up for now for J Dunn. Maybe she feels like he always lose pages. I don't know. But she's setting his page up to get done over. Like she always using other people to fight her battle. It's weird. But she want to be so evil. Do it yourself.
Yeah, but Shakim is not gonna be able to go up against Jay Dunn. He's not gonna be able to do that. And then yeah, he's not gonna be able to go up against her. Like, he's pulling shit out of his ass. He's pulling up old interviews and all this other shit like nobody gives a rat's ass about. Like, I mean, he's not coming with anything new. And, yeah, so no, nobody on her team is like strong at all. They're all losers.
It's funny that you said team. She has no team.
Did you
What team she
see?
got?
Did you see? Let me ask you a question. Did you see Shakim and Brianna fall out? Now, before you answer, I knew that that was going to happen, because I knew that it was going to come a time when Shakim was going to have to choose. And I already thought Shakim chose a long time ago, when that whole thing happened, when Brianna and Ness was arguing on his panel and stuff, and he wouldn't shut Ness up. I was like, oh, but I knew that I knew he was gonna choose Ness over Brianna, which is a dumb move or whatever, but I knew that's what he was going to do. So, he's gonna have to get burnt a few times by that girl before
But
he
yeah,
wakes
so
up.
I know. But can
He's
I
an
ask you a
idiot.
question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Because I heard, I don't know how true it is, because I heard like during the Vegas, like I'm talking about on the trip back, they were basically saying like how Ness was gonna leave him, or well, they both missed their flights or whatever. But Ness was only worried about herself. She wasn't so much concerned with him. And Brianna was over there pretending like he was gonna pay for his flight, but he allowed Ness to curse her out, so she didn't pay for the flight. So I heard that's where it first started. Is that true, or did you see? Because I heard
That
that's
Ness
where it started. Yeah.
that Ness was going to she was going to leave him, you said?
Yeah, when they
Oh,
like when they were supposed to
that
leave Vegas, they missed
oh
their
yeah.
flight.
I heard
Okay.
that. I heard that as well. But I also heard someone say that they had no intentions of even meeting up with Shakim in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard or whatever. But I always knew that Shakim and Lemon was going to meet up. Like, I mean, we knew that. I mean, well, I knew that. I knew that or whatever. I was like, there's no way he's gonna pass. He will pass up Roe, but he's not gonna pass up his long. He's not gonna pass up his long lost love. Like, there's,
Right,
and I
right.
knew that it was gonna be a scenario that happened where they were going to have alone time and stuff. They were gonna make up anything they could to be alone with each other. That, and it's like, come on, man. Like, no, like, cause
Who didn't
man,
see this coming? I promise you.
no, I don't know. I was like, hello, you know what I'm saying? But
Right, I knew it. We all knew it. And I think I'm just so surprised. The only surprising thing to me is that Ness thought she was more important than they meet up. Like the fact that she's shocked about this and upset about it had me going crazy. And don't you see that now since she's came back, she done gave Shakira a nickname. Like girl, that don't mean shit. Like you can't like you can't compete with penis. I don't know what to tell you. If you into penis, you really can't compete with it if you don't got one. I don't know what to tell you.
you know, I don't know. It's been a lot or whatever, but I don't know if Shakim and Ness are funk bonding and stuff like that or whatever. But there's definitely something going on. Not in that type of way. I'm just saying that
No, I
they've
know
been
what you mean. Like literally the smell. Like they both
he,
won't wash.
he's
I was thinking
not
something.
she has not been a friend to neither him or Lemon, and they're both idiots. Because even when Ness went live on September 3rd and she had an opportunity to clear their names, she still was hinting at the fact that they were gay and stuff like that or whatever. Like, and it was like, what the hell is going on here? She was still hinting at it. She won't. It's like she just went on a vacation with a bunch of strangers to like throw them under the bus. Everybody got thrown under the bus. And if Intrinsic thinks that she's safe, the only reason Intrinsic might be the safest one out the group, I think, and this might sound crazy, I think Intrinsic is the safest one, even though she's not safe either. I think it's because she has a lot of footage and she has a lot of information. I think she has a lot of information, and also Intrinsic is very observant. So I think Ness is keeping her cool with Intrinsic and stuff. The rest of those idiots, they just came to have a good time and get drunk and be stupid. They didn't even get nothing. They didn't even get no information or anything. They're idiots. But Intrinsic did her. She moved like a woman. She moved smart and shit like that. She was watching. She was filming shit and stuff like that. That's the last girl you want to go up against and shit. And she knows stuff.
Right. I think intrinsic. My opinion where intrinsic is get away with the most. She was the most compliant. You know what I'm saying? She followed all of Ness rules to a T, but she somehow managed to get what she needed out of the situation too, because she was spending money. Because in my opinion, Lolo, you spending money for men who couldn't even afford their own cigarette habits. You bringing them cigarettes, and I get it. Like normally, because I smoke cigarettes myself. So somebody's like, you know what, uppity, you paying because
Do you
right
smoke
now,
the
yeah,
do you smoke the kind they smoke like the
yeah.
kind
Well, I
because
don't know what kind they smoke. I smoke Newports, right? Most
well
black people do.
they it's a certain kind that they don't sell out here in California, but they sell them in Nevada that he was looking for. I think they're menthols or something.
Well, Newports or menthol. I think. Let me
Oh,
look.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Newports or
yeah.
menthol. So
That's a type of yeah. That's a type that he
yeah,
wants because
yeah.
they don't sell those out here.
Newports are expensive. Don't get it twisted. Newports are expensive. So I believe he smoked Newports. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Most black
I
people.
know that they're expensive because I had an ex that had a mother who like smoked those things. So yeah.
Yeah, so but I'm just telling you from a smoker's point of view. So let's say like okay, you'd be like, oh uppity, I'm coming. Well, you was, but anyway, let's say for real, like you was coming to New York, you'd be like uppity, I can get you 2 packs of cigarettes for $13.
Hmm.
Like if I wasn't your friend, maybe you put an upcharge on it. But being that we friends, you're just gonna bring me the price that it is. You know what I'm saying? So whatever
Right.
you're bringing me, I'm going to reimburse you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not my man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or like even if you was a male visiting me, you're not my like partner. The only person I would expect to not charge me is somebody that wants to eventually be in a biblical sense with me. You know what I'm saying? Other than
Right.
that, I'm just going to be grateful for the fact that I can buy it from you at the low low. You know what I'm saying? And
But
you're
do
doing
we
me a favor. Yeah, you're just doing me a favor by even traveling with it for me. You know, that's why most people upcharge. You know, because of the
but
habit. You know,
do we expect anything out of these bums? Do we expect them to,
I
you
do,
know,
but Lolo don't. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't expecting none out of Lolo or intrinsic. That's why I wasn't even mad about that. But it was Ness indignant about not being appreciative, and I because I know for a fact, Ness know for a fact, probably by her own family members, they wouldn't do it for you, bitch. So why are you coming at strangers like that?
well,
That's weird.
when she went to San Antonio, when, she was supposed to be spending time with her kid, they over there going to daiquiri drive-throughs and stuff. It's like he's like an afterthought, and I just don't
I
understand that. I'm like,
know. And she didn't even like she was doing her shorts. But like I said, that's why I said shout out to his mom. That probably was a forethought by his mom. Like, you're not about to be using my son as a photo op, bitch. Go ahead on with your brothers. And they was barely in the shots. And they didn't look excited to see you, bitch. And don't it looked like her family was adopted by some white people. Like they was the only black people in the whole fucking camera. Everybody else was white. It was weird.
Well, her brother is one of those type of guys that like hang out with a bunch of he's surrounded by a whole he surrounds himself by like a lot of white people. Do
The
maybe
little
because of
brother
his
too, though. The little brother too, because it was a little brother birthday party.
Um, the one that I know the one that has his her kid that I've seen him surrounded by a bunch of like I have like seen him like of course in photos and stuff. He was like surrounded by always surrounded by white people. He's never surrounded by like black people. And I really do think that they have some type of problem when it comes to their color and all this other stuff or whatever. Maybe they think white is better. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah,
also
they
he said
do. Did you hear? They said that she's using the filter now to make herself seem light skinned. And like I told you, she
no.
already tried to adopt your lifestyle. Because to be honest, if your daddy's a doctor, why are your legs crossed?
Right.
That's weird.
And then on top of that, like if they she didn't grow up with much of anything because if she grew up with any kind of like money or whatever, or you don't even have to grow up with a lot of money, but she would have had gotten like her braces and stuff like that. Like her teeth would not look the way they look and stuff or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm like, girl, like, no, you got to stop telling people that your father was a doctor because that would mean that you came from money, and everything you do makes us think that you have not came from anything. That you give off poverty. You know that you came from
All the
poverty.
time, right? All the time.
Now, how do you feel about Shakim and Brianna? Like they fell out. I don't know if you know that, but they fell out and he was like he was saying something to Brianna. He was like, "Well, I seen him in YouTube cameras chat and he was like saying to, you know, he was telling YouTube cameras in the chat like that Brianna was like calling him a yag and she's been implying that he was a yag and all this other stuff or whatever. And I'm like, well, I was thinking to myself, like, well, you did that to
Well,
yourself.
you are. Well, he is. I'm sorry. He is. He is one. But
Yeah, why do we have to play along with y'all like and make y'all think that we think y'all straight? We don't think you're straight. So you can't get mad at a woman who knows what you truly are, even if you want to claim it or not. We know what you are. You know what I'm saying? There's no when grown men don't do what y'all was doing on my community wall
that
and shit like that.
wrestling shit will never die. I promise you. I'm so thankful for you this heat because I have been hearing about it and they now cannot deny it at all. I don't care what they trying to make it seem like. It is what it is. If you know, you know. That's gay shit.
Even K Fit, and I don't even like that bitch, but even K Fit was like something about Lemon straddling him and stuff. I mean, I only got
He
on
was shouting at him though. Like he
no,
was
there's
aggressive
a
about
clip.
it.
I didn't show that one because you seen the one where like Lemon hopped
No,
on his
what
back.
you showed was straddling to me. Which
But
one
no,
is
I'm talking
another
about
one?
there's it's like a 2 minute video or whatever. But I just took the clips or whatever that I wanted to take from the video. But there's a
Yeah,
video
but
where
what you hold
he's
on a
like
second.
on.
No, hold on. I gotta ask this question. What you took, you don't feel like that was straddling? Like that was straddling. Like he was trying to
But
dominate
she was
him.
referring to. I think she was referring to when
Well, I don't watch
Lemon
that. I
was
don't know. I'm
on
sorry.
top of him. Lemon was on top of him, and he pushed his hands back and stuff like that or whatever. It was
What? So he
yeah.
had to lock it. He was locking him in a position and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
he got on
that's like a
top of it.
backshot. That's like a backshot, but for guys. Oh, that's crazy. Now I had heard. You know, I love Mr. Pasadena. Like that. Wait a minute.
Shakim was he no he got on top of him like a woman would get on top of a guy. That's what
Wait a minute. So
that's what I'm talking
Shakim was
about.
riding him like a rodeo.
No,
That's
Lemon got on
crazy.
top of Shakim. He got on top
Oh.
of him, and
No,
he
I know
pushed
from
his.
the back, but like,
No, from the front. I'm telling you, I didn't put that part of the video on the community wall.
oh, you got to make more clips because I
No,
really
oh
didn't.
God. That made I mean that those clips alone like was a
Right,
lot
you
for
know,
me.
but we don't
Yeah.
need no more for the proof. But can you at least send it to my email? That was crazy. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I had been hearing about it, and when they were trying to explain it away, I had never actually seen the actual video. When I
It
saw
was
seen that video, I was like, nope, nope, nope. And then I
right.
heard
I
Pastor.
mean, and what type of like wrestling? What type of wrestling happens when you just like jump on a man's back and you jump on his ass and stuff like
No,
that
but
or
the way
whatever?
they explained it, they were saying something about the people in the chat was saying like, "Oh, we're gonna cash app you to fight each other." I'm like, "Nah, nigga, that was some gay wrestling. If you want to call it wrestling, it was gay wrestling. Put
Oh,
the gay in
there
front of it. It was
was
not wrestling."
they were wrestling a few times, and the check and that wasn't. I don't think that was the time that they like. There was a few. They were wrestling more than once. They were
Oh, gee.
like had like they couldn't keep their hands off of each other,
Yeah,
and
but
then
Ness is mad about it. He's so pissed, and that's when I'm like, girl, you can't be mad. They wanted to meet each other. You were not the center. You were not the center of attention. Get over it. And you're not cute, and in your clothes. Like she still ain't used that $900 you gave her for clothes yet. How you feel about that?
oh, she used it for something. I just don't think it was for
It
clothes.
wasn't no clothes, bitch. I mean,
Yeah, she definitely spent that money because I used to be wondering like,
keep asking people. I'm like, if it really was a sponsor, like first of all, I want everybody within my earshot to hear this. And this, he, do you agree with me, Heidi? There is no such thing as because like I said, I think not in this slide, but anyway, I'm not a millionaire, but a millionaire is not rich. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, you're living
well,
good, but you're not rich.
well, it. I mean, you are you talking about like what? What do you mean, like having a million
Or the way
dollars?
she's making it seem like her subby got 1 million, at least 1 million. If the person only got $1 million, that's probably why the trip looked like that, because it costs
No,
enough
it
to.
really did. No, because if a person had $1 million, they would. I mean, they would have more than enough to do whatever they need to do. That
Hey,
trip
look,
was cheap. That cheap. That I mean, that
it
trip was less.
was.
That trip was less than $2,000. Like, I mean, not even two
No,
thousand
don't say
dollars.
that. No, it had to be more than
No,
that
no,
because
it
like
wasn't.
it
I
was
trust
flight
me.
for.
Trust me. I travel. It was like
I
less than
travel
two
too.
thousand. It was
Oh,
less than $2,000, girl. It was not a lot. It was cheap.
wait a minute. I'm just talking about flights and hotel fees, right? Because you
Yes.
gotta, well, the deposit you get back for the hotel, but so you gotta pay for the room and you gotta pay for the flights, right? Now I have not been on a plane, but I'm pretty sure flights are expensive,
Less than
even
two
on the
thousand.
website.
Trust me. All of
Yeah,
that
'cause
was
they
less
didn't
than
pay
two
for no
thousand.
food or nothing. Like they didn't go to no shows, no nothing, like nothing.
Yeah, you got to understand like her distance to Vegas is like similar to my distance to Vegas, similar, but it's not. It's a probably more for her longer. It's my like her flight is like an hour away from Vegas and stuff like that or whatever. She's probably about an hour flight, if that or whatever. My flight would be like 45 minutes, but it's still like around the same time. We're right there. We're right near like Nevada, but that ticket is very cheap. It's right there. It's right. It's like right there. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
But what
So
about the hotel though?
you're not. It's not like they're traveling like 2,000 miles away or three
I
thousand
understand
miles
what you're
away.
saying, but I'm saying, but what about the hotel fees? And it was two different hotels paid for,
It,
right? Because them that like I
um.
had to like my hotel. Let me. My hotel was like 312, and then I had to put like a little 200 and something dollars deposit, like deposit in case whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she had two different hotels for her and Lolo. Lemon and that share one. Then Lolo had a hotel
Yeah. I still
and
think that
Lolo's
it.
flight. So that's what I'm thinking. It
Right.
had to be.
The most. It still wasn't a lot of money. And
I know it wasn't.
Lolo's flight was probably the most, but it was probably about $200 or $300. That's I mean, if that. It Vegas is a cheap place to go to. It it's not
But they
expensive.
couldn't afford to eat. And then Tyler talking about they went to a 6-star restaurant and they was spitting out fish eggs. I'm like, what? Like, I've been offered fish eggs when I was like in my early 20s and I'm 44 now. That shit
Well,
is not personal to me. Unlike Ness, my dad wasn't a doctor. I just turned it down because I don't want to eat no fucking fish eggs.
her dad
That's
was
it.
not no doctor, and he wasn't. Yes. But no, like everything was just pretty much cheap and stuff. And she tried to outdo the, the
The
neat
experience with you.
patient. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she failed miserably and things like that or
Very
whatever. So, that's the reality of it. But no, that trip was very cheap. Lolo was coming from a far distance, but at the same time, like she was coming from what, Virginia or whatever. Like it was like a $200-$300 ticket. It wasn't that much money, I'm sure. And then they had months. They probably bought. They bought the tickets in advance, so it was even probably even cheaper than that. Depending on like what airline and all this other stuff. But usually when you buy tickets, like for further out, then they're going to be cheaper than when you buy them like close, like to the date and stuff like that or whatever. So there's a lot of things to factor in, but it wasn't that. It was like a couple of thousand.
Yeah, that was being my point. Like, even if her sponsor is a millionaire, like a millionaire is not like if they only have 1 million. I'm just guesstimating because she said millionaire. She didn't mean like she didn't make it seem like they had several millions. Even though I don't have $1 million,
Even if it
I'm
was a millionaire could afford that 10 times over. Like
right.
it, yeah, that was a cheap trip. Anybody,
It
a regular
was. That's what
person
I'm saying. It
could.
was trouble. I'm finding it hard to believe there was a millionaire. So I just want to see like and that's lied about the person. That's why I wanted the person to come out and speak for themselves because I feel
Well,
like they want like a
did you
thousand
watch Brianna's? Did you watch Brianna's today? Because did you
there.
you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened? No, but tell me though. Tell me.
Grown folks was on the panel. He got on the panel, and he was basically calling out Reed, and him and Reed kind of got into it, and about the sponsor, because all that stuff happened at Reed's, earlier. Yesterday. Well, it'll be yesterday for y'all, whatever. About the sponsor, and I kind of like thought about what grown folks said. Like there was some validity to what he was saying. He was like, well, how do y'all even know if this is the sponsor? Like that person could have been trolling you, Reed. Why would they go to you out of all people? That's what he was saying or whatever.
Mhm.
It didn't really, you know, it could have been like a
No,
trolling
they said the
situation.
same thing on K Fit. Let me tell you something. I heard. I don't know who seen my life
So she
earlier.
probably thought that was, and she felt that like that was offensive or whatever, because she was like, "Well, what y'all trying
Mhm.
to say about my platform? Like, why wouldn't they come to me? Like, y'all trying to make it seem like I'm a nobody?" But no, but if you got all of these other platforms, these major platforms that you can go to tell your story, why would they come to you? So it seemed, so grown folks was like that person, whoever was in your back chat, it could possibly have been a troll or something like that, or they were
Okay,
trolling Reed.
I
And
get you.
Reed was
No,
getting
I was saying
upset about
okay,
it.
but can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a messy question. If the sponsor wasn't going to come out and you was going to believe them, who platform do you think they was going to hit?
If the sponsor did what? Like if they came out and
Yeah,
did
like
an
Reed
interview.
said, like if the sponsor just want their side of the story out, like who platform do you think they're going to go to?
I think it would depend on who they like, but if you're saying, if you're asking me to choose a platform,
Yeah,
I would we
on
would
not
think.
just for yourself, but based on what you know from the sponsor. Like who you think the sponsor? Because people saying it can't be Reed, right? So who you think they're going to go to?
Well, that was very weird. Why would you go to Reed and you know that Reed and Ness are
I'm not saying
beefing?
it's not weird. I'm not saying it's
No,
not
no,
weird.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking out loud, and I'm like, well, why would they go? Why did they go to Reed, knowing that Reed?
Oh, that's a good question my mom got for you. They said, ask Keith how did she get Shakim and Lemon video? Yeah, I don't know, because I didn't even know what happened until she showed me.
Because the video was it was on another channel.
Yeah, so somebody put it out, child. She ain't do it. Somebody else did it for her. She just clipped it down, but she said it's only 2 minutes because she was telling me about other positions I didn't even know happened. I was like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
and but I would think that they would go to like a people was thinking like they would go. I didn't. but they were thinking like, why wouldn't they go to a larger platform? Why wouldn't they go to
Yeah, no,
Brianna's?
okay. So let me not put it on you. What platform do you think the B sector will believe if they went to? I think that'd be a better question. I'm sorry, I don't want to put it on you.
Um, what platform would I have would have went to? Or
No, but what you think the sponsor will like? If the sponsor was going to come out, if you who you think the B sector will believe if the sponsor just go to them?
if they went to a large, like, I don't even know if they would believe that individual, because you still need to have, still need to have receipts, because
Right.
anybody can come out and say it's this and that or whatever, but I think that they need to have some sort of receipts. But if it was like on a Brianna's or a VS or a Pizarro's or somebody like
Yeah,
that or
I think
whatever, yeah,
I agree. I think the sponsor would have did they big one if they would have went to view.
they wouldn't have
And
went. And that's no slight to Reed or anything like that or
I
whatever,
don't know, not at all.
but
No, she know I call her Doja, but I don't.
yeah,
I want to believe
but
her. I want to believe her. I want to
it's
believe her.
yeah, but do I believe that this whole sponsor thing or whatever? Do I believe it's that particular person or what? It's a lot of stuff that I just don't buy.
Eh,
And I
But
think that I don't think grown folks was trying to be rude to Reed when he
why?
said that. He was just like, why not verify this stuff first before you come before anybody comes out and says, oh well, the sponsor thinks this and the sponsor thinks that. The sponsor's not hitting no links. So stop coming up with these stories if y'all are not sure and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't I mean, if y'all are not sure if this whatever is going on with the sponsor, find out about this individual. See if this person is legit. Wait till they click on a link or whatever before y'all,
Well, she did say she talk backstage or whatever. And that's
who?
why I was I don't know how that whole thing started, but she was claiming that they talked backstage and then they wrote in the back chat. But I agree with you. I heard my initial thought was like, yeah, she probably got trolled. But then I'm thinking like based on Ness reaction, like she was kind of throwing shade at the sponsor. But then again, I don't know. Based on how she was talking to Lola, like I don't know if Ness is just in Lululand and with her
I don't even
expectations.
think, like, I think it's really sad that they are calling that cheap ass shit that they did in Vegas. I wouldn't even label that person a sponsor. I mean, I wouldn't probably call them, I don't know what I would call them, like, but I would never call them no sponsor because they wasn't really putting down no money like that and shit like that. And all that bragging that she was doing for months, and that whole shit ended up flopping, and VS pretty much sucked up her whole trip and shit. Like VS and 88 and Cam, all that, they literally like killed that, they whole whatever it was that she was trying to do. Like, no, it was whack. And she's not taking accountability for it. She's blaming everybody else, and it just looks crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
I
and
don't.
then
I would
Reed,
not sponsor either. I would never like if I honestly, for my own nosy benefit, I want the sponsor to come out. But if there really was a sponsor, like I said several videos ago, shh, that was some cheap ass shit, low budget. They was bumming cigarettes, sharing plates of food. It was a mess. Like I would never talk about that shit again. And I
right?
would never
But
go. I would never go on a trip that sponsor had for me. Like you can't afford no fucking trips. Don't send me on one. That'd be my
right,
opinion
and
though.
Jay Wilson was the one who actually um brought it to our attention about the Shakim and Lemon video, and he told us where to go and what channel to go to for that video. And that's when I went to that channel. When he was directing his chat over to that channel,
Yeah,
he
I
put the
remember that. Yeah,
yeah,
because he was
and I
like
went
that.
over
That means
there.
that Ness did it there because he was like Ness is the one that put it out. Because I never forget because I was at the bus stop like Ness needs to cry like make fun of. But child, I can afford my bills though. Ness is like But I remember Jay Dunn. I was Jay Wilson was like, yeah, you gonna what Jay Wilson said, he was like, he took his arm back and he was no, what he said, he told somebody in the chat, I wrestle better than them. And let me tell you, as a gay man, I know what I'm talking about, and I wrestle better than him, and I felt that spirit. Because I'm like, yeah, I know what he's talking about. I could do better things too.
Yeah, it was a lot. And
Yeah, they said she broke her shoes and everything. A mess.
that was wild. That was wild, but that's what you get when you buy low quality clothing and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and low quality shoes. Like that cheap shit don't last. That, and that's why she should spend like an extra couple of dollars for some better quality clothes like that. You really gonna like Timu, really? Like, I mean, I would never ever get nothing like for anybody off of that site or whatever. I don't even, what the hell, I would never do that. And she's so cheap, but she's so cheap because she wants to buy things in bulk and she thinks she's getting a good deal,
Well,
but the
what can you buy
reality
in
is,
bulk of clothing though? What can you really buy? And do you feel bad
no,
now? Because now,
she can buy.
now they trying to shit on y'all Miami trip. This trip was so bad they reaching back to Miami and shitting on y'all. How you
They
feel
can,
about
but they can never do that. They can never do that because my trip was be- our our trip did what we needed it to do. Everything that I set out to do for Miami was accomplished and shit like that or whatever. Because even Tracy, she said like, well, y'all didn't do well. If you would have bought the membership, you would have seen what we was
no,
doing and
she
shit
did
like
what
that.
they done. She did, but you
No,
did
no,
say
no.
she
But
doesn't
I'm but
want
I'm
to do that.
saying the whole premise of the trip was to put everything on membership. It was never to be
Right.
a public situation. You see, I really am a entrepreneur. I really do real business in real life.
No,
So
you did. No,
everything was
everything like
about,
she
but
you.
me to answer that question, everything was about a coin. It was never about to entertain the masses. If the masses wasn't going to buy a membership and shit like that, then they weren't going to watch anything. And that's exactly why Tracy was like, well, y'all didn't do anything. Well, you didn't see anything because you didn't buy a membership. So there was nothing for you to see. That was for the customers. That was for the supporters and shit like that or whatever. That was for their eyes to see because Ness was building her platform and everything that I ended up, setting up for her and shit like that with the memberships and all. She ended up getting like crazy. I mean, she got like a good a couple of like even off the memberships alone, she got like 2,000 off the memberships
Yeah, but
alone.
she lost it because she ended it
No, she
early.
didn't. We No, she didn't. She didn't lose it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm saying. They don't know what they're talking about. And it's like that's what I'm saying. They don't know what they're talking about. But I made sure that she got at least 3 bags when we all went out there. My goal when we went to Miami was for her to make a bag. It was never to do all the extra stuff. And also we were going to go different places and stuff or whatever. I already had a whole itinerary picked out, but Ness did not want to leave the hotel. She didn't want to go anywhere. And
Right. And
we
I think,
talked
yeah, I
about
think,
going to
yeah,
those
I think that was
places.
Tricky's point. And I think the reason why she made a bag was because you did think about it from a business model. You know what I'm saying? Even though like UMBS had the whole whatever, whatever, but like you were supposed to go live at that point. So at that point, there was a lot of interest in seeing you just came up, you know? So
Right.
everybody was really
That was
interested
what
in
the
that.
whole
So,
membership was for, like to like
yeah,
see me on
exactly.
camera and stuff like that or whatever. And we did show the room. We were camming up to show people the room because it was like haters like ODS that was saying like, oh well, we don't, because I posted pictures on my community wall of the hotel because Ness wanted me to post the pictures of the hotel. And when I did that, ODS was like, oh, that's not real and all this other stuff. Every time I turn around, that dude's hating and shit like that or whatever. So I was like, that's when we cammed up and we did a whole walk through of the hotel and shit like that or whatever. Like, dude, we don't need to lie about our fucking money. We don't have to beg and shit like that for anything. That's what the fuck you gotta do. And then he had to beg try to go to Vegas and shit. He's just a broke ass bum. Like, how the fuck can you compare yourself to me, bitch? And you sell phones for a living? Like, I don't understand. Or sold phones for a living.
Do he even do that anymore?
And
Probably not.
I told ODS, I said with his, I told ODS with his monthly paycheck, he couldn't even afford to be there in the W one night. He couldn't even
Y'all better
afford that.
learn this between salary and wages.
He
It's
would have to
embarrassing.
save up a couple of what 3 or 4 months of his paycheck
You know
for
he
him to
came
even.
over here living in his car, right? That nigga could never. Like I said, he be kissing your ass, but then he always bothering other people. But like I said, Ness don't even like his ass. Like she made it clear the other day. Somebody was like, "Oh, you're gonna?" She was, "Oh, not with that pot belly." Like he's disgusting. Like get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying. And
And
he and his whole and he's talking about now he's talking about he's gonna do something to his second channel, like his mukbang channel, because his mukbang channel ain't taking off. He said he's gonna turn
he will
he said
never.
he's
He
gonna
got to
turn that
defend us.
he said he's gonna turn his mukbang channel into a backup channel or something like that. Or I don't know what he was talking about, but I was like,
He
dude,
might as well because all he got is B sector. He came over here and he used to try to take pride in saying like he's from the mukbang sector. Like nigga, how? Nobody from the mukbang sector fuck with you. And the Bay, speaking of because she's in the title. Now I see because did you see QB's what you call it
the tracker.
video he did? Yeah, oh my god, tracking list. Oh, that shit was hilarious. And I do got a question: who came up with it first? Like people was doing that questionnaire because I never did one before. Only time I even seen
I
that was with Ness. But who did it first?
I don't know. I don't even know anything about. I watched his tracker and stuff, but I've never put nothing on his
Me
tracker. I
neither.
don't.
I thought it was a members only thing because I heard it because I always watched it.
Right.
And
I
I
don't even
always
know how to
enjoyed it,
do
but
that.
sometimes they be talking about my face and even sometimes me. So I'm like, I ain't sharing that shit. But I always watch though. It's no, it's like basically the same thing like Ness does. Like you put out a questionnaire and people can answer, and then you just
Right.
read it on your live. So basically, that's what he does. When I tell you, oh my god, you got to watch that last video, child. They got
Oh no,
everybody got
I
it. Trust me.
watched his very last one or whatever from like the
Yes,
other
that
day.
was good. It was good
That
stuff.
Yeah, that one, it was like I was like that was pretty brutal, and it was really coming at Ness. Like it was coming at Ness, I think Lemon and who else were they dragging? Oh, they were dragging ODS too, and they was talking about how he was like a whole didn't have no damn talent and all
They
that
came
shit. It
at
was
everybody, child. Everybody.
Yeah. I watched that entire thing. I was like, damn, they kicking the shit out of ODS and everything that I would literally think or anybody you even think about ODS, they were talking about it on the tracker. Like there were people that really do feel like the same way that we feel. Like he's just a little bloated bum. Ugh, ugly as fuck.
And I think he lost his job. That's why I think that computer back Bree. I don't care what line she has with you. You know I can't stand that. That's hot. But
They trying to turn this into a second source. I mean, this he's trying to make this a full-time source of income, but
right
his
because
first
he lost
chat,
his job. He lost
which
his
is
job.
not which is not a smart move,
Smart thing. Yeah,
because
you
which
change
wait, wait,
all
wait,
the food in
because this is
town.
not this is it wasn't it's not a smart move
Yeah,
because
no, it's
wait,
not a
what is
smart move.
do
Number
you have
one,
something
because
like going
can
on
I
where
say
you
something? Can
can't
I say
like
something quick?
wait,
Can I say something quick?
but I
He's
was
not. It's
trying to
not a smart
finish
move, huh?
I was trying to finish a thought. Like,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, do
Go
you
ahead.
have something going on where you can't like control yourself?
Don't start. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, 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 but you really got to work on that because this is not a Thunderdome where we're fighting each other. We're having
No,
a
we're not. I
conversation.
was trying to tell
So
you.
you
I was
got to,
finishing.
so when you on a platform, even when you on my platform, when you're on a platform where we're just having a good conversation, we're both going to be heard. You don't have to like, you know, do that. You don't have to do that. It'd be different if we
But
was
that's what
fighting
I
each
do,
other.
and it's not how to have it. And I'm working on it. You have to go on and on about it. I said it. Go ahead.
I'm giving you friendly advice. I'm not
I
telling you
understand, but you
like
always give me friendly advice. And you know that's I'm working on it. I told y'all that. You have to remind me. publicly.
You don't have, you shouldn't have. Okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cause,
Email me.
but
No, I'm just playing with you. No, no, no. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
no, but I was just saying that ODS's channel already got snatched. His first channel, I mean, his channel before that one got snatched. So him trying to make it into a full time income, this second channel that he has into a full time income, I think is pretty dumb. I mean, this is a second source of income. I would never think of YouTube as a primary source of income if that was me. He needs to go and get off his fat ass and find himself a fucking job and stop trying to go fund me his way to a fucking food truck. Go get a fucking skill. Go get a fucking trade because you too fucking old to be in anybody's school and shit. Go get a trade and make something of yourself and shit like that or whatever. And nobody wants to eat off your shitty ass food truck any damn way because you're a disgusting ass fucking fat, dirty, disgusting slob. You just gross me the fuck out, bro. So that type of stuff or whatever, you know.
Oh, he
They
thought he
talking
was
about
gonna make
bringing
a
his
food
broke
truck.
ass to California. He will be home. He will be homeless again coming out here. Oh well, if I go to California, I can still have my house in Virginia. I'm gonna still have my house in Virginia, and I can still have
That's
the
all
things
he
that I
gonna
want.
have is
Like,
the house in Virginia, literally. But yeah, because he got it
oh my
already. I don't
god,
care what nobody say. But but I'm trying to tell you,
not
that's
the
I was
way he
like,
slept
but no,
with
what
not.
you said was great advice though.
Yeah,
What you just said was great advice because he damn sure you hit on something that's so important. I don't give a fuck about that official peen sucker, but for all you niggas in that age group, you're not gonna be a rapper. You're not gonna be a rap producer. Ha ha, talent. You're not gonna be a rapper. You're not gonna be a rap producer. I promise you. In real life, anytime somebody talks to me and anybody over the age, I say 25, and they mention rapping, I start immediately giggling out of control. You can't stop me until they stop that conversation. So anyway, I just feel like what you said is true, but I also want to say is this: he lost his job. He ain't got one. He's in the B section just like he came in, living in his motherfucking truck. He ain't got no motherfucking house. It calls living above your means, and you don't have the personality to carry through. The
but
fuck
let
out of
him
here.
tell it. Let him tell it. He made it. He wants people to think that, oh, I don't sell phones. What the fuck do you do at T-Mobile then? If you don't sell phones, then what do you do? I don't. He
Entry
gets so
level
mad when I
bullshit.
say that. He gets so mad when I say that he sells phones and chargers and stuff like that. But what else is there to do? Like,
But
what
it's
else do
true
you do?
though. It's
Do you
true.
mop? Do you scrub the toilets at T-Mobile? Like, what do you do? Because there's nothing else. What? I don't do that. I don't sell phones. Like, well,
Oh
huh?
god.
Like that's like saying I work at Pizza Hut and I don't.
Like
That's
nigga,
like
I try to
I
do
don't
you
make
a
the
favor.
pizzas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
I don't make the pieces. I just mop the floors after they get made, bitch. Get it changed.
He doesn't want us to diminish his unimportant job. He don't have an important job. I'm sorry. Your parents should
Right.
have told you. Your
They
parents,
hate when you point out bullshit with them. Like, be happy with your life and where it's at. Don't be trying to sit here and fix up, glorify no bullshit to me. When I read through that shit, like, this is not a resume. This
40
is real life,
year
bitch. I
old
see you.
guy, a 40-year-old guy talking about, with a whole teenager's job, a job that he should have let
Right.
go
Taking time
when
away
he
from
was
being a college student. Should be
he's been
ashamed of himself.
yeah, and thinking that he's living the good life. Like, dude,
Right.
you're not. You don't have no
He's
money,
one
no
step away from
funds.
dragons. He's one step away from dragons. That's why I be burning me when he be telling people not to beg. Nigga, can you stop first? Live by example. I can't stand these motherfuckers in the B sector. That's the one irritating thing about me in the B sector with some of these people. That's why I had to step away from them. Because a lot of y'all top CPs, they love to live in delusions of grandeur. Like, can you stop doing it first before you talk about it? And I'll be all right with you. If you could just live up to the hype you want others to, I would be totally appreciative of that. If you can do better than for you and you be expecting other people to do for you, I wouldn't say a goddamn thing to y'all, but you won't do it. You won't. And you're going to get mad at me. That's it.
Man, when I'm telling you, I just like look at ODS like, bro, like get out of here,
That
bro. Like
nasty
you
and
are ugly
sloppy.
as
He's
fuck.
disgusting. Like,
And
you know,
if he don't cut those dreads off his head, man, like I don't
the
know.
imitation jersey might as well. He won't keep him up.
I'm like, your hairline is done for. Like,
And
why
his
do you
sneakers look like
have
they come from. Do you see his sneakers? Unofficial as fuck.
no?
I
He
understand he
and
got
then
good pockets.
he just needs to get in the gym. Like, that's just nasty as hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is a grown man? And then he's like, every time he does a mukbang, he's eating something cheap. I'm about to go. He'll say something
Facts,
like,
though.
oh, I'm about to try these new
Facts.
tacos. I'm gonna try these new tacos from Taco Bell, or he'll go and get some like, oh,
Tacos.
these new. He'll be talking about like some new cheap ass candies and stuff. What grown man eats candy? And he's the last person that needs to be eating candy because he looks like he's diabetic anyways and shit. He looks like he's like got hypertension and all different types of stuff or whatever, water
Yeah,
retention.
yeah, he does,
Like,
though.
yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's so bloated and shit like that or whatever, and it's something that he's putting into his body that's making
Right.
him bloated like that. So
He
I'm
better
like,
get into
bro,
them salads. He needs to do a mukbang of salads because he needs them desperately.
he need to go on a whole juice detox. He needs the juice to get all that shit up out of him. That like, you know what I'm saying? All that excess stuff is like store like he got a whole bunch of like shit inside of him. Maybe he need to go get a colonic or something like that or
And
whatever.
then he
But
keep coming at people with real channels, talking about numbers, like his wasn't handed to him. Like you fake ass nigga, get the fuck out people's face
and then
with your big
today
ass.
he tried to sound like funny. No, yesterday I have to say yesterday because y'all are on the next day and I'm still on today. But
But yeah,
yes,
it's too nice.
yesterday yesterday he said that what did he say? Yo, no, he was just trying to like do this little like he was trying to make his audience laugh and act out. Like I was like, dude, stop trying to be Ness. Stop trying to be
Right.
you know, all these different people that do these little imitations and stuff. You're not that dude. You are boring. You are lackluster. You are just as boring as K Fitz bitch ass. She just boring.
Right.
She don't bring
Oh,
shit to the table.
yes. I'm happy you said that.
With her
Like,
weak
girl,
ass.
do K50, she about to be King Woman Luke Jr. She got the thing, microphone, everything. Like, girl, be original. You are annoying as fuck. Please, I hope this whole is stop saying New York City, because in New York City, we love
Oh my
originality.
god. You see her
Like,
did you
she's
see
so
her on
annoying and
Reed's?
unoriginal.
Did you see her on Reed's channel today? She's like, and in New York
No,
City.
I saw it, but I didn't listen. Girl, the way
She don't
Reed
even live
played
in New
her
York.
earlier today, Reed had her promoting her own live within her own live. Like that shit was hilarious. I barely share Reed, but I had to share Reed this time because Brent Reed, she went on her pimp shit. She pimped that hoe out today, and then KP was still talking about something. I'm waiting for Reed to hit the link, and meanwhile Reed is live. And then next thing you know, I see her on the link. I'm like, girl, get out of here. And with your microphone too.
Right. And it's like now it's like this bitch, like it seemed like she's looking for like validation and stuff like that
Yes,
now.
she
Like
is. You know
she's
she
look
is.
she's like, oh, but no, she's still that dirty ass crusty bitch that I used to see like when she would cam up in the middle of the night and she wouldn't have her hair done, her lips would be all crusty and
Nothing.
shit. It's just nasty. Then she got a thumbnail
Yeah.
on her channel with her lips all crusty and shit. And I'm like, damn, like why don't you I just still
A
remember that dirty.
mess.
I still remember that dirty, dusty bitch that I remember seeing on Ness's panel in the middle of the night trying to be seen and trying to get compliments. I don't know what's wrong with these bitches.
Oh, and I was
I
gonna
don't
ask you
know.
that.
Uh,
Ooh, girl, did you hear the track of QB? They said that because I didn't understand it either at first, but they said the reason why that people was asking if she the dirty girl was gonna be in Vegas because at one point K Fit was actually believing Lemon was into her with his gay ass. So it was like after Lemon, they was like Lemon gassed her up on Ness platform, and then when Ness cursed her out and Lemon turned on her, she no longer wanted to go to Vegas, and that's the real reason why she ain't going to Vegas. I was like, "Woo, do tell," because I
do
didn't know.
I honestly think that now I don't like that slut, but do I honestly think that she had any interest in Lemon? Hell no. I don't think it
I
at
hope
all
not.
because most of those women already think that that dude's gay. You know how many content creators have
Do
told
you
me
think Ness really think that though?
I think she does. I think she
I
does
do too. Well, why is Ness lying about it? Because Ness has told me I was a liar. When Ness had told me in the back chat,
because
uh,
she still wants to
Lemon was
keep.
gay.
Right. She said it during his funeral and stuff like that or whatever. She called him Fruit Loop and all different types of stuff. Ness is trying.
She
She
recorded the
wants.
gay wrestling too. She recorded the gay wrestling. This he got to, but whatever.
Right.
No,
The
no,
whole
but Ness
thing.
told me I'm lying, and I'm not lying. When one day, because Lemon used to try to gaslight me too, act like he's sexually interested in me, right? And one day, because Ness is territorial, right? And we was on the link together. So Lemon had dropped down, and Ness always trying to swear to God this didn't happen, but it really did. Lemon dropped down for whatever reason, and then Ness wrote in the backstage while we both on the panel together, and then she was like, "Uppity, you doing too much. You know he gay, right?" I was like, "What am I doing?" And I know he's gay. And she just put laughing emoji, and then we just continue on with the panel. And then she's telling everybody I'm lying, but that's literally what she said to me. She said it
I
in the
have
back.
clips. I have clips from Nessa's channel where she pissed Lemon off one night because she was like, "Lemon, you know you're not, I don't know. It's like you. She was like, you're not serious about. She said something about him like hiding who his sexuality and him not being like truthful about his sexuality, and him and her and Lemon ended up going back and forth. But like, if she didn't strike people, then I would have played those clips and shit. Like there were so
Yeah,
many
she
clips.
strike people. But only reason I'm mad at myself is because normally I don't like. At that time, I thought I could trust her, but she's literally trying to make it seem like because Ness know I'm not lying. She literally said that to me.
But
Ness is so mad
her
at me.
the reason why she wanted to keep that, thing going on with with that situation or whatever was half it had to do with me. It was to try to make me feel some type of way or whatever. But just like we have discussed in the background, we both have discussed Lemon's sexuality, just like we talked, just like
Right,
other
but
content.
Ness is lying. But she's always trying to make
But
it seem like I'm lying on her. I'm
she was
not. She's
trying to use him to make me feel some type of way. And then when that shit fell through in Vegas because Lemon was too busy humping on Shakim's
right.
ass and trying to get in Shakim's asshole. So
right.
so she couldn't find a real man that I mean not a real man, but she couldn't find a heterosexual man in real life because nobody wants her. So she had to settle for a gay dude to pretend and play along and stuff like that. Like, y'all know we're gonna get married, knowing damn well he wants all the only person he wants is Shakim. And I said that they was like a little couple. Like they remind me. They just remind me of like they're just two DL dudes. Like I mean they're not even DL because everything they do is like out there now. And Lemon acts like he's so far removed from homosexuality. It's like insane. Like dude, like the
No,
cat
it's
is out the bag.
it's not helping him. It's hurting him at this point. Everybody knows it, and with that video that you highlighted, that's what I was like, and and like I said, when I heard Juicy talking about it, Juicy was like, "I wrestle better than you could. I wrestle better than you." I was like, "What?" And then after that, that's when I've seen the video because I've been hearing about it. But yeah, Lemon, he doesn't want to live his truth. Ness doesn't want to admit she knows his truth because it's weird. Because I don't like that she likes to play
Well,
like I'm lying.
if she admits anything, it's gonna make her look stupid because she's been spending all that time trying to make Heidi jealous with the whole gay guy. So she doesn't
Right.
want to look stupid. So of course she's gonna still play along with Lemon and make him think that she thinks he's straight when we've
So, what you think
seen
she's
him like
more mad about
switching
her
and all.
controlling Shakira? You think she's more mad that she can't control Shakira feelings over Lemon versus her?
What do you mean by that?
Like, I think that she wanted to be the center of attention, and
Yeah.
clearly Shakira and Lemon attraction is stronger than whatever bond she thought she had with either of them.
Right. And that's, but the thing is that I said that there was going to be, they were going to meet up. They planned this thing where they don't want to see each other. And Lemon was like, I don't want to see him. I ain't talking to him.
Right.
And next
Mhm.
thing you
Lie.
know, they're back on each other's panels. They're back flirting with each other and stuff like that or whatever. And you know,
Missing the party bus and everything.
right.
And then this is even like how you Vanessa was about to get Vanessa into a timeshare. Like, girl, not the right.
Just idiots and stuff. And they're going through all that stuff, going through all that stuff just to be in that raggedy ass hotel that they was in and stuff or whatever. And I mean, this girl, I was like, you're not going to outdo Miami in the desert. You're just not going to do that. You're not.
Sure didn't. Sure didn't.
Like we were literally on the ocean. Like, what are you doing? Like she's just an idiot. But I mean, maybe it wasn't that much. I mean, maybe Miami wasn't like like as spectacular. Well, it was very very nice or whatever. But she's used to that because she's from Miami. But she's not really used to it because she's from the ghetto part. She's not near like the. She's not wasn't near the area that we was at. She just don't like Miami, and she just doesn't like Miami
Yeah, I
because
was
of
gonna
all
say
the
Miami
bad.
has several sides to it, so I don't know if she's necessarily used to that. You know what I'm saying? Because the way Talent was controlling Ness, and did you hear Talent in the background when they was at that restaurant? He was like, "You doing too much." He was talking to Ness, nobody else. He was like, "You doing too much." She said, "I didn't, I didn't even see her spit out the caviar, but I don't blame her. So you should have never ate no fish eggs in the first place." But yeah, Talent was definitely being very controlling. And then once Lemon got the camera, he just got up and left.
Yeah, it was just the whole disaster, and then you got Lemon. He has fucked up eyes, fucked up
Yeah,
teeth,
I believe so.
just bloated.
Yeah, Sheffy Hotel was looking like y'all hotel in Miami. So I know it was possible if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, chat rep. It was crazy. Like everything they did, even VS in that place that they were staying at, she still outdid them with the content and stuff.
Right.
It didn't even
With the content, yes.
if they didn't blow it up to all this extravagance and luxury and shit like that. All they had to do was say, we're going out of town to hang out and have a good time. That's it. We wouldn't have had no expectations of it being no
Yeah, she said
security.
it all.
And we wouldn't have had
Mhm.
no expectations of it being a beautiful room. It could have been just a lousy ass hotel that y'all were just gonna kick it at and stuff. But no, she overdid it and she was like, well, we're doing this, we're doing that, and all this other crap or whatever. We're gonna have security. We're going to have five-star this. We're gonna have a camera crew and all this bullshit. She's the one who she dug herself a
Over
hole
promise and
and
under
stuff.
delivered. Like I said,
Right.
no, and then on top of that, she's boring. Like I said, I think the problem in Miami, it wasn't the
Oh,
hotel
but
room.
did
It
you
was
see her?
I didn't go nowhere, and that was
Did you
her
see
fault.
her at did you see at Leo's that they were asking her why didn't she have what happened with the security? And she was like, oh, something about her not, she was like, oh, well, the security was downstairs and we didn't even know. And, oh, and that's why we did. I was like, wait.
Well, I didn't hear that part. I did hear her eventually admit there was no security because that's what I was saying in the beginning. Lolo had me dying. She
She
was like,
said the
maybe the
security
security
was
was doing so
supposed
good
to.
that I didn't see them.
She said the security was supposed to be there, but they were downstairs and they didn't even know about it. It was some type of stupid ass excuse, and I was like, man, this girl is just damn. You just digging she's just digging herself a bigger like hole and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, you can't be that damn dumb. Like, what the hell is going on here? And then it was like,
What's going on? And she's a liar and trying to compete with that Miami trip. It didn't work.
but let me deflect to Lolo. Oh my, well, it wasn't security, even though the security wasn't there. Let me deflect to Lolo. Oh, well, Lolo knew about the security. Lolo knew what was going on, and well, But you were supposed to be the overseer of this whole thing and stuff, and stop You were supposed to be in control. You were supposed to be a leader for once in your life. I know you're not used to being a leader because you're not a leader in your son's life, but you need to be in, or your own life. You sh- were supposed to be the leader. Instead of you blaming others, you should have just shut up and taken accountability for that lackluster trip, but you didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Her life coaching skills came in at no point in time at all. Like, where was the life coach? I
Because
seen
true leaders don't point fingers. They say, you know what? I messed up. I. That's what they say. It's not a situation where they're going to say, oh, well, Uppity knew about the security. When they're asking you, what happened? Why did this
right, and
happen?
then exactly, and then she's so like, how you gonna drag somebody then asking to vouch for you? Like that was weird as fuck. Like this girl is crazy as hell to me. Like bitch, I wish a bitch would drag me about me just having a disability that I can't help, and then turn around and ask me to vouch for some shit I don't know nothing about. Because Lola said she don't know nothing about it. That's what she kept saying. And I think another thing they ain't like that Lola was saying, she's like, I didn't need security. A lot of
Ah,
people didn't catch that part.
wow.
She said, I didn't
And
need security, so I wasn't worried about them.
she was like, we were supposed, but she said, but if you would have listened to her excuse, she said they were downstairs and they didn't know it.
That's what. Well, that's what Lola said. She said maybe they was. I heard that part from Lola because to be honest,
No, Ness
Ness. No,
said
I'm not
that.
saying Ness didn't say it, but like I said, Ness is such a liar. I think sometimes I don't even hear half of the things she says because I know it's a lie. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
the chat was like eating her alive.
oh, I didn't
It was
see it live. That's what I'm trying to see. I saw the replay, and for some reason, when I watch a lot of replays, I cannot see the live, but like the live replay chat. For some, I don't know what is going on. Like you still had
you
tried to tell
might
me so
have
much.
to like click on the click on like the comment section and like slide it over, see if you could do it
I
like that.
tried that. It doesn't work for me. Only I don't know what's going on. Even with my own chat, like trust me, I tried. I don't see the live rechat. So
There might
when
be
I watch,
some certain like settings you might have turned off. If not, because you should be able to see if the chat's available, you should be able to see it when you click on the comment section. So, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I tried it on my live, but I know the chat was available, but I don't know why. But yeah, like I said, I watched the replay, and that's what I was saying. Based on I was feeling this. My feelings came from I didn't even see the live chat. It was just watching the video and watching like how Ness was just so nasty, nasty. It was nasty work, and she can even like a lot of things that she was talking shit about. She cannot fulfill one order. It was weird to me. You know what I'm saying? And why wasn't nobody saying nothing about that? So that's why I felt like it's not like Lola was a victim, but she did come across this one because y'all made it so. Nobody else.
yeah, I mean, you first of all, you talked about first of all, this lady is considered an elder, so to us, so why? I mean, so they're talking about this lady's physical, whatever she's dealing with and stuff like that, or whatever health issues. They're making fun of that. They're making fun of the fact that she could possibly, like, she's in a wheelchair and all this other stuff. Then on top of that, you know, um, they're calling her all kinds of names, weak, and they're talking about how she's begging and stuff like that, or whatever. They're just talking down to her, and she had no business going on that trip, but even if she did go on a trip, like, they shouldn't have treated her like that. They shouldn't have treated her like that. And the fact is that that's why Ness will never be a leader,
Yeah,
because
especially
she should have taken accountability by the way. I mean, she should have taken accountability for the way that she doesn't want to take accountability for the way she treated Lolo, and she doesn't understand that she treated Lolo poorly. And you don't do that to people. You don't treat people like, you don't treat people that are not looking to fight you like that. And you should never have been that aggressive with Lolo. And nobody thought that shit was funny. She was getting dragged. Ness was getting dragged in the chat, tonight or whatever. She was getting dragged in the chat because of the way she was treating Lolo. I mean, it was times when they were just asking her regular questions, Lolo regular questions, and so that Lolo wouldn't answer. She was cutting her off and she was like talking down to her and making fun of her and making fun of her hair. And I'm like, Lolo got more edges and more hair than you do. How the fuck are you gonna talk about Lolo?
And that's
And
what pissed me off. And that's exactly what pissed me off. Yeah, it was crazy.
yeah, she was talking, and then she tried to call Lolo Bobby Brown, and like, lady, you look more closer to Bobby Brown than Lolo does. Like, what are you talking about? You know? And she was talking about the little swoop in her hair. Lolo has her own hair, and Lolo had to correct her and like, bitch, this is my hairstyle. I cut my hair like this by choice. Like, that's not. We're not. Everybody's not bald like you. Some of us actually just cut our hair. You know,
Right, exactly.
in a style. You know,
Right.
Lolo had to check her. She was like, "Wait a second, bitch, I got hair. It's just this is the style
Not
that I
even Lola
wear."
got here. She's living life. She raised her children, and her ailment didn't start at childbirth. Especially her dad was a doctor. Like, Ness, your legs is broken. That could have been fixed as a child. You don't got to be crooked leg.
And
Your parents is poor.
why when she was going to Texas, why why are you thinking about drinking and you only got a few days to spend with your son? Why are you getting fucked up out there? Why are you going to a daiquiri drive through and shit? Why is your brothers? See, that's why I said her family ain't shit, because her family should have said, you know what, we're not even gonna be doing none of that extra stuff. You've already fucked your body and stuff like that up, or whatever. You've already wasted enough time not being with your son. You're not gonna be doing any drinking when you're gonna be with your son and stuff like that or whatever. Like, they was getting her liquored up and all different types of stuff, and like and we didn't see one picture. We seen a photo of her brother, but we didn't see nothing of her son. I'm like,
That was the wild stuff. And then if you're gonna show us the inside of your panties, there's no way you're not gonna show us your son. I don't want to believe you that personal. I don't
she's
want to
not
believe you
even
that
proud
private.
of him. She don't even want a, like, what mother doesn't want you to like see their kid or to like even like hear their voice and all this other stuff. It's like she doesn't give a rat's. And then somebody said in the comment section, I forgot what live, but they was like, "Do you notice that Ness only sees her son during special occasions, like if it's a Christmas or if it's like a party, a get together for her family? She never is just seeing him on a whim, like when she misses him or anything. It's like she don't get those kind of motherly thoughts. Like, that girl is so like sociopathic or fucking like narcissistic or whatever. Like, she is just so void of any kind of emotional attachment to him. Is like, it's freaking scary. Like, he's gonna like grow up with some problems. He's gonna grow up with some problems, bro.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. They think about him more than she does. Like, I don't think the read to her son hurt. I think it's gonna hurt him more than anybody else. I always say that. That's why I don't talk about him, because I feel like she's such a deadbeat mom, and I know how that feels. Hold on.
She only spent time with him. She was out there for how many? A couple of few days, and she's over there showing us that she went to go and get a daiquiri, and there was a I'm like, what the hell, girl? Like, you ain't show us no amusement park out there. You ain't show us anything. Then you just show us, oh well, we're setting up balloons for my brother. What about your son? What did you do for him? Did you get him anything? Did you spend time with him and shit like that or whatever? You talking about a fucking birthday party for your grown up brother? Like, you don't get points for that. You get a points for being a parent and shit like that or whatever. And that's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. But when he grows up with those
My bad,
abandonment
not acting crazy, but no, no. Her brothers don't care about black women. That's probably why they don't care about her ass. Hold on.
and yeah, he's gonna, when he grows up with the abandonment issues and he has trouble trusting people and shit like that, it's all gonna stem from her. It's gonna stem from how she treats him, because she's so wrapped up in herself and whatever she has going on, she can't even see the fact that. And what type of sponsor would sponsor a woman like, why would why would you want to reward somebody who doesn't give a shit about their son, who only sees them 3 days out of the year. She saw him 3 days out of this year. Like three or what, how many days? I don't know. 3 days, 2 days, 4 days. This whole entire year, 365 days, she saw him, what, 3 or 4 days. And she wants to get a pat on her back. She wants to tell people in her community, well, I'm with my family. You didn't give a shit about your family this entire year. You've been caring about yourself. You've been getting wasted. You've been getting drunk. You've been getting high. You've been a loser this entire year. Not thinking about your son. He's over there growing, 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 growing. He's about to hit like a whole growth spurt and shit because he's like damn near like a teenager and shit like that, and you're missing out on it because you want to get drunk and high like you 21 and shit like that, it's crazy. What a slut.
Yeah, she different than anybody I know. Like I said, like I don't understand somebody why you viewership over their children's milestones. That's weird to me. But
Do you feel
that's
about the fact that she's only spent like a couple of days out there, and you know the year is almost over, so she literally only spent like 3 days with her kid, 3 or 4 days.
well, prior to this information, I always felt bad for her, but I think that it's in her son's best interest. And at least, in my opinion, I just hate that she wants to pretend like she's a mother when she's not. That's my opinion. Like, give the credit to the white lady that raised your son. You're not a mother. Don't get offended when people you say you're not. Don't try to flag pages.
But there's
Just,
still gonna be abandonment issues at the end of the day when it comes
oh no, it
to,
definitely is for her son. Absolutely, yes, it
and
is.
trust issues. Like it's gonna be a lot of like things because he's gonna be like, well, damn, like if I get with a girl, like
No, same thing with her. But like I told you, I think Ness think because her son's with a white woman, he's in the best. He's in the best hands. When I
well,
seen her
I don't.
her brother's surprise party, I was like, wait a minute, where are all the black people? Everybody's white. That's weird. You don't know one black person, and I know Haitian people. They usually come out and celebrate with each other.
Well,
Everybody just
her brother that has the son, I don't think I don't think that's the one that's with the white woman. He's not with the white woman. The that's not, I think that's her other brother. The one that
so the little brother that she did the birthday party. No, her brother that got her son is being raised by a white woman.
no, that's
So it was
no. I don't think that it's not a white woman. She's black. The one that has the guy that has her son. I mean, that has her son. He's with a black woman. I think that's her younger brother or something like that. That's with the white girl. There's a white.
okay. So that would explain it because I was like, when she was doing the surprise party, I was like, where are the black people? I was like,
Yeah.
damn. I was looking around. I had slowed down the video and everything. And then I think I really made her mad because I think she was subscribed to my other page. Because immediately when I made a video, like it looked like her family is one of those black families that needed to be rescued by white people and funded. Then I lost like 2 views. I'm like, oh, okay. That was her page. Yeah, subscribe. But it's
But
true. Like,
she definitely needs to like go back to rehab because like you can't be like you're not in I told her I was like, man, you're not in your 20s anymore. You got to like chill on that alcohol. Like y'all y'all killing yourselves and stuff. Like you can't drink that much. Like it's like if you're not smoking and getting high, and it's like that is like a coping mechanism to like cope with the void that she's trying to fill elsewhere. She's trying to fill that void of her son that she wants nothing to do with. That is the void right there that she is like avoiding and shit like that or whatever. If she just put down the alcohol and the what the smokes and go and spend time with her son, she would actually feel better and shit like that or whatever. She would actually probably heal and things like that. But she's too busy trying to mask her pain from the absence of her son because there's no way a woman, that's why she's probably an asshole and mad all the time and angry all the time because she probably feels a void. I mean, feels some type of way with him not being around and shit like that or whatever. I mean, and then again, she might not, because we know that she's selfish. So, but I know she feels a way when people, point out her lack of motherhood and
No,
shit like
and
that.
I think the other part of your statement could be true because I'm like, I know me. Even though my son is like kind of grown, but he's not really grown. It bothers me that I don't know his whereabouts every minute of the day. So I can imagine going like when something comes from you. That's why I was like, she got to be cold blooded because I have seen her get more offended about niggas that don't even know her or she know them, like that MBK dude. Like, oh, don't tell her. Like, she was sounding like Brianna with remix. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's not a good one.
Yeah, she's just retarded. She's retarded. Um, yeah, she will get more. She'll have more. She has more emotional attachment to strangers on YouTube than she does her own son, and that's just that's very sad.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna we got in this spot, and I thank you for coming up. I'm at to lay down now, like she's not gonna go to sleep. Let's not lay down in the bed with her.
All
She's
right, it's
being
one of
really.
them. It's one of them nice.
Yeah, she is not going. She wants me to lay down in the bed. But I appreciate you. Yeah,
All right, bye.
thank you. Good night, everybody. Chef kisses. Sorry. Go to the comments.